So just to check that you know the basics of multiplying by factors of 10 or 100 or 1,000. Knowing this technique saves you a lot of time. 10, a factor of 10, there's 1 0 here. It means that this number is going to be, the decimal point is going to be one place to the right. So 10 times 0.25 is going to be 2.5. So this 1 0 allows me to move the decimal point one place to the right. I don't actually have to do the multiplication at all. 100 times 0.25, here I have 2 zeros, so I'm now allowed to move the decimal point 2 places to the right, giving me the answer 25. 1,000 times 0.25, well, I have 3 zeros here, which is going to allow me to move the decimal point 3 places to the right. What do I do when there's a gap there? Well, we know that behind this 5 there's loads of zeros, so we just put them in. So the answer to 1,000 times 0.25 would be 250. So understanding that when you got multiplying by tens, hundreds or thousands, you're just moving the decimal point to the right for every zero that there is, saves you a lot of time. What do you do then when you've got the opposite? Here we're dividing by 10. Well, instead of moving the decimal point to the right, which makes the factor 10 times bigger, we move the decimal point to the left for every time we're dividing by 10. So in this case, we're dividing by 1 0. I would move the decimal point one step to the left. I'd make the number a factor 10 smaller, giving me the answer 0.25. Here I'm dividing by 100, so I would move my decimal point 2 places to the left. 1, 2. My new decimal point would be here. What do I put where there's a gap? I put in a 0. 0.025. And dividing 2.5 by 1,000, I have 3 zeros here. So I would move the decimal point 3 places to the left. 1, 2, 3. Giving me the answer 0. And every place there's a little dip here, I put in a 0. 0.025. So if I was to divide the number 2.5 by 1,000, I'd get 0.0025. And knowing this technique saves you lots and lots of times. What about when we're dividing with a decimal then? Well, we know that we're not allowed to have a decimal number down here. So if we were to multiply top and bottom by 10 here, we'd get 25 divided by 1. So when we're dividing by 0.1 or 0.01 or 0.001, what we're actually doing here is moving the decimal point one place. Here, we'd have to multiply top and bottom by 100, which would give me 250 divided by 1, which is 250. It's the same as if I'd move the decimal point 2 places to the right. 1, 2. This one, 2.5 divided by 0.001, I'd have to multiply top and bottom here by 1,000 to get rid of the decimal point on the bottom. So I'd have 2,500 divided by 1, which would be 2,500. Or we can just say, to get to 1, we're moving this number 1, 2, 3 places to the right. So I'm allowed to do exactly the same with the decimal point up here. So let's say that we have 2.5 divided by 0.001. Down in the bottom here, I'm moving the decimal point 1, 2, 3 places to the right to get the number 1. So let's do the same thing to the top. Move the decimal point 3 places to the right. 1, 2, 3. Wherever I have a dip here, I put in a 0. So now I would get 2,500 divided by 1. So these techniques would save you a lot of time if you use them, instead of trying to set everything up as a big multiplication. You don't need to when you've got factors 10, 100 or 1,000 in multiplication or division, or even dividing with decimals. You can use this technique of just moving the decimal point. Instead of doing this times 100 here, just say I'm moving the decimal point 2 places down here. So I'll do the same thing up here, move the decimal point 2 places to give me 250 divided by 1 instead. 25, move the decimal point 1 place here to get 1, move it 1 place here, I'd get 25 divided by 1. Saves a lot of time.